I'm waiting for Tosi now. I don't know if she has joined. Tosi is going to be telling us. Let me tell you some of the things that Tosi is going to be telling us. Okay, Tosi is here. Tosi, your request. Okay, Tosi is here. Okay. Oh, she's here. Ooh! Fire! Guys, fire! How is it? Fire! Fire, fire, fire! Hey! I am just on my outfit. I just come for us. Oh, God! Thank you. Wow, Tosi, you're welcome. You're really welcome. Thank you. So I'm just going to stop. Tosi is, I'm just going to quickly read a bio here. So I was waiting for you. We've been so excited waiting for you. So Tosi is going to be teaching us a little bit. Trish has told us where to get the money, right? Trish has shown us where to get the money. So, Tosi. And now you will be telling us how to invest this money, where to invest this money, and even what we should have been doing. We know that at this time we already know that there were some things that we should have done right. We didn't do it. Yes. But you want to be telling us now what we should be doing. Please, if someone can just help me pin where is the money and just pin those things down for me. Thank you. So Tosi, I'm just going to ask you one question I will ask, because Trish has told us some things. Do this, do that. Do you think first one thing is advisable now to even go and borrow money? Let's assume we want to do something. Do you think it's advisable to go and borrow money now? Do you think that's a very, very good question? It depends on what, to be very honest. So for instance, if I'm borrowing money to buy a laptop, start data capturing, to buy a tool to enable me to work, many businesses are offline. If I'm going to help them transition from offline to online, start taking money, borrow that money. So every time people are thinking of shares, they're thinking of how they say, oh, the Bible says the borrower should not something. But you actually need to start thinking, how much will I make by borrow? What is my cost of capital compared to the return I'm expecting? If the return I'm expecting is higher than that cost, take it. So this is my cost, this is my return. My return has to be higher than the cost for it to make sense. So if yes, take it. Oh, wow. Okay. So guys, you can borrow if the return is higher than the capital. I love the way you don't the analogy. I love it. Thank you. So somebody has asked another question. How can one raise money to start a business? And what kind of business can you advise one to invest in at this time? Fantastic. So number one, how can we start? If you ask anybody, especially for medium-sized companies, you are the biggest asset. They are first investing in you before they invest in any other thing. So I am always very wary. If none of your friends, nobody, no family member, no church member, nobody wants to take a chance on you, then there's something wrong somewhere. So could it be a character flaw? Have you defaulted in the past? Has something gone wrong? But if that has happened, that's fine. There are other channels to look at. You can look at professional channels. So there are other channels like Shikuded, amongst others, that actually give loans to women and even to men as well. So go and look at those channels. But number one, you as a capital person they're looking at first. Then number two, they're looking at the business. So what business are you looking at? What are your forecasts? How long do you want to see the run for? Are you going to be placing your own burden on the business? Is it going to be transparent? So all that kind of questions. So honesty is also very, very key. Be upfront to your investors. Let them know this is what we plan, X, Y, and Z, and you'll be surprised. So that way, they might not be bringing just money. They could be bringing connection. They could be bringing opportunities. They could be bringing other things as well. Because if you succeed, you pay them their money back. So everybody wins together. Oh, wow. 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 Thank you. So what kind of business do you think we can invest in at this time? Okay, so there are two kinds of business. We have the active business. Active means that you are giving me your time. I'm like Money Africa, I'm going there every day. I'm going there to work, which is giving me my time. Then you have another one that is passive, where other people are managing the business for you. You are simply just taking a stake in it. They are doing the work, they are doing the management, and you're earning your interest. Now, the thing about passive or active business, if you do not understand the business, please don't go into an active business, right? So preferably go into something you actually understand, something you gain knowledge about, something you know how it's going to come out. If not, try passive. Let other people manage it on your behalf, and then you also earn an interest. This is especially for people that have 9-to-5 jobs. We see them a lot. They just, everybody's talking about, oh, I work through the day and I'm also an entrepreneur. You understand? We all want to associate with that entrepreneur thing. It's okay for you to actually invest in other people that actually know how to do it. So that way, you just be a baby girl. You earn your 9-to-5 income and also earn passive interest here. So in terms of passive income, you'll be so surprised that you can actually become a billionaire by investing passively. So active businesses are excellent. It is great. It's fantastic.
but you'll be amazed that even with your passive investment, you can kill it. So now, passive investment, which is what we actually specialize in, has three kind of buckets. The first bucket is your low risk. That is, the risk is very small, it's chinking. The second bucket, medium risk, thereabout. The third bucket is high risk. So let me start with the low risk. Okay, let me start with the low risk. What is the low risk? The low risk means that there's a very, very high chance that the money is coming back to me. So that way, I have other things bringing me money, but I also want this one to just be passive, be bringing me something generally on a steady return. So you have the things like a government bond, you have the things like a commercial bond, you have the things like a treasury bill that is not doing that great now. So you have options, right? You don't have to rely on those. So those ones, you know, you can sit back tonight, they're going to be bringing you something every, maybe by monthly, by annually, depending on what option you chose. The next one for mid-risk are actually shares. So whenever we're talking about shares, we're not talking about just Nigerian shares. We're talking about the global ones as well. Taking a stake in an Amazon, taking a stake in a what? I mean, a Netflix, something global. But in this kind of category, you're thinking long term. So my question to a lot of people is always that if you plan to take your money in the next 3 months, don't touch it. Stay away. Go for, if it's not a long-term strategy, so something that you want to do for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and more. Let me tell you a story. Those that invested in Netflix 10 years ago with 100,000 naira, guess how much they're sitting down on now? About 1.2 billion. Because of what? Long term. At that time, I think Netflix was going to grow. I did not think so. And it blew. So those kind of things are like, but what if it did not blow? That's what some people will also say. So that's why we always say that have a diversified portfolio. So that way, you're in a place like this, you're not taking risk. That is very tricky. You're not another place like this, it's medium, you understand? It's long term, you're looking at next 5 years, you're positioning for the future. Another part, the risk will be a bit higher. So we always preach about risk allocation. The biggest mistake that investors make are 2 kinds of mistakes. Number one, they are either not saving or investing enough. So they are eating with both hands and they're not investing enough. And you can see what has happened now with the whole corona thing. I think corona, I empathize with everybody that has lost someone, but if you look at the other angle of just looking at it from a business angle, from a personal angle, it's teaching us so many things. This is what retirement will look like, and that is just the truth. Are you ready for retirement? Are you preparing for it? Are you preparing if anything happens? Are you preparing for that time? So you need to start making that step now. Every time we have those classes, we're always giving people the scenario. Let's do a quick math. I'm a young person, for example, I'm a young person, I finished NYSC. I'm in my 20s, I started working. I was investing 20K every month at 10% per annum. Guess how much I will have when I reach retirement? Every time we do this analysis, people will say, oh yeah, 9.6, maybe 10.8. Guess how much? 211 million. 211 million. This is the power of time. Yes, this is the power of time. We need to start early. We started a kids financial maturity session because nobody really told us this thing. Many people, if you ask them, when did you start your business? They'll talk about, when I was 18, I sold suits. When I was in university, I sold things. Oh yeah, where is it? They don't know where it is because they did not invest it. So we need to start cultivating that habit, to start playing a long-term game. Stop waiting for the first 1 million. Stop waiting for the first windfall. Wherever you are, start with it. All right, so let me go back to the analysis. So we're talking about the medium term, and we're talking about taking a long-term output. Start from where you are. Treat it like a grocery. The way you're going to eat every month, if you have something left, then put something aside as well for your investing. So we have the short term, we've spoken about commercial papers, we've spoken about the government bonds, we've spoken about treasury bills and money markets. We have the medium ones, which are shares. Sometimes real estate can also fall under medium term because depending on where the location of that property is, you really cannot determine the future. It could also fall under a medium risk. Whereas high risk are things like cryptocurrency and forex. I want to seize this opportunity to talk about forex. Let me see every time. That was my next question. Should I invest in forex? Forex is a highly specialized skill. If you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the time, it's like a fish. All these fishes in the sea, the bigger fish will eat the smaller fish because they don't understand how it works. So don't let yourself be the smaller fish to be eaten. If you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the time, get out, stay in where there are other things to bring you money. You can go and learn about all the things Fisher talks about. Play the long-term game. Go on a more sustainable path. if you don't have the time and you don't have the knowledge, right? So I'm not saying I'm against it, but most of the time, people have money because they don't understand it. So I don't even do Forex. I don't do it. I'd rather go for global shares, long term, other things that I know that I understand. So understanding is very, very, very critical. Very, very critical. So still under that high risk category, we have cryptocurrency. We hear it a lot. Again, calculation, understanding, doing a long-term game. When the cryptocurrency market crashed, a lot of people could not sleep. Guess how they couldn't sleep? They are putting too much money into it. Risk allocation, risk allocation, risk allocation. If they are only putting 5% of their portfolio into it, okay, to pay them. Of course, nobody wants to lose money or nobody wants to see their money fluctuate. But you can easily make peace with it. But when you put everything inside it, if it happens, you still crash. So that is why we always preach asset allocation. So that way, you are distributed in such a manner that if anything happens to these other portfolios, you can sleep at night. All right, Ma. I'm waiting for the next question.
Even me, as I'm here, I'm like, hey, what did I do with my money? And I'm not even talking about the business. I'm talking about my own personal money. You know, I even a lot of my team members are here, some of my colleagues, and I'm sure they're thinking, what have I been doing with my salary? You know, you have it's like you said to us that whatever it is, just take it, carry it small and go and put it. If I've been doing that one monthly, the money that we use the money I go and use to eat, the restaurant, I can eat soup, I eat I'm going to eat. This is to be eating, let me carry the money. I'm going to go outside.
Can I quickly add something?
Please, my darling, definitely.
For a lot of people, especially people in their 30s, guess what? Their biggest money is many people have more value after death than when they are alive because that is when they can access their retirement savings account. So why do they have so much money in their retirement savings account? Because the pension is snatching it from there and taking it and it's keeping it by force. Yes. You can suddenly have so much money in your pension. What does that mean?
And I'm happy that Trish set the foundation and you are now giving us more. So now somebody has also asked a question. What common money mistakes has most SMEs entered, and how can they avoid such traps? I think you kind of touched on it when you said that they don't save, but you can just touch on it a little bit more.
Okay, so some other money mistakes is number one, you are not actually finding for yourself the best facility. You never can negotiate. So this bank is offering you facility at a social amount. Try other places. Shop around. You have the power to shop around. Go around till you find yourself the best deal. So it is very, very, very important that you are actually negotiating. So negotiating, ensure you get the best deal for yourself. That is very, very, very important. Another mistake that you could also be making is in terms of their numbers. How transparent are they, right? So that you have to treat it like KPMG is coming to look at it tomorrow. Like somebody sees, like if Facebook wanted to buy your company, are they going to be happy with your books? Almost as though there's a big brother someone keeping into those numbers. So just be on top of it and totally understanding it. So your numbers are your best friend. At any time, you should be able to say, this is my gross profit, this is my total net profit. Also, many a time, SMEs will have money sitting down in their account. You should just be sitting down in the bank account. Why not plug it somewhere? You can invest in the capacity of your company as well. Plug it somewhere. That is bringing in some returns. So those are some of the common mistakes that we see a lot of SMEs actually making.
Wow, okay. Wow, thank you. As we were talking now, it never just struck. So I'm happy to thank God I'm using my Wi-Fi and everything. So, Atia, you let them put on the gen. So, okay. Sorry, let me just quickly go to the notes. Wow, sorry about this. This is so important.
Yes, sir.
Somebody asked a question. What can you do when your investors tell you they will be paying less than the minimum return promised on your investment due to COVID? What can you do?
That's a very good one, and we've seen it happen. So we've seen about 2 or 3 companies with a similar story. I guess the next thing you need to be asking them is this: what is the plan? What is the plan? So how soon can they make it up? So if they are saying that, this has happened, that has happened, we're not anticipating it, what is the plan? Another thing that we also sometimes call investors and investees, the people that are investing in those businesses, is how can you all unite together? Because some people use it as an excuse. So how do you get the higher standard? It could even be just getting something from your lawyer, something fair, you understand, to let them know that you know what is actually serious. But a group and a
that. So basically, yes, it will affect, we already know, but they should communicate to you, they should come together, they shouldn't just treat you, you know. Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody asked a question now, and it was here. Person said, how do we know the companies to do long-term savings? That they trusted IGI, and their money where they not able to get their money. What should they do?
That's a very, very, very good question. Number one will be regulators, right? There's a better, we get it all the time. People sometimes in the stock market, so this has happened, that has happened. You're not lying, you're very right. It happened in the past. But I see that the regulators are taking a better stand now. Regulated?
Okay.
Yes, are they regulated?
Oh, okay.
So you're looking at your spec and to make sure that they are ready. Many people will just say, oh, they have CAC. CAC, anybody can get CAC. CAC is not enough. They have to be regulated by SEC. So ensure that they are on that list. The next thing you're also looking at is track record. How long have they been around for? So it was in 2018 that the Central Bank of Nigeria withdrew the licenses of over 300 microfinance banks, right? So you're actually asking, how have they been performing in the past? Because you worked so hard for that money, you have to be very deliberate about where you put it. There are some big brands, I don't want to call their names, but you know that they've played the long-term game. They've proved the test of time. Stay with those ones. Look at those. They've performed in the past. So always, always, always do your research, ask around, go on Google, search before you put your money in.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. So somebody's asking, how can I improve my financial literacy?
All right. I'm very happy you asked that. Different. We show the big picture. We show them that it could be 211 million in the next X, Y, and Z amount. We tell them about your saving in Naira. Every year that you're saving in Naira, your asset is depreciating by 13.75%. So every investor should start thinking about how to also get a foreign investment of exposure. So when you start seeing the big picture, it changes the game. Also, mindset is very, very critical. Just like the way you said the same. That guy that was doing our camera editing, he listened to the message over and over again from the editing. He stopped and manifested. So you have to be deliberate. What are you reading? How many people have a personal finance book in there something? So I keep saying to people, there are some 6 million Nigerians in the workforce. This is according to the National Bureau of Statistics. I would love for you to come and join Money Africa. Come and join us. But even if you choose not to, look for somebody else out there and make sure you plug into a financial literacy platform somehow. It's a mindset, it's a vibe. I'm a better investor than I was when I started. Let me tell you a bit of my story. Why did I start this? I got my first job in Johannesburg at the age of 20. And I was an accountant and they paid really good money. For the first 4 years, I was Galiba. Anybody that's coming from Nigeria, I'll go to them. I'll go to Kenya. I was just living from hand to mouth. So when I was relocating to Nigeria, I had no money on me. My mother had to give me 500 naira as offering in church, and I cried because I have seen millions. I had no business. They should be squeezing 500 naira in my hand as offering. It pains me, it me go. So that day I said to myself, never again. It was not going to happen again. So I started moving. So I worked at CNBC Africa, then I worked at Bloomberg TV, then I worked at British America, and I started aggressively changing my habits, saving and investing on the long run till I changed that story. So you have to start from somewhere and then look at it from a long-term angle. Yeah.
I like that, Tosi. You said it's a mindset, because the next question I had here was, what are the things that can hold you back? And the first thing you said, and which was the next question, is the mind. So the mind can actually hold you back. It's a mindset. So listen, watch. As you are listening to Tosi now, as you've listened to Trish, go back and do what they said. Do you understand? Go and talk to somebody. Be intentional. Somebody says, be intentional, be determined. It's mindset. Honestly, I am so happy because, you know, it's like, you are just teaching us. You know, these are things that I know, but it's like you're letting us know again. And everybody's here is like, oh my God. Everybody's like so excited, you know. Thank you, Tosi. So, another question that somebody asked is that, what businesses do you think will, let me just quickly see, I had that question in my head. What, okay. Okay, no, I think you've answered the question. You know, basically, what business, where do you invest this money? How can you get money at this time? What businesses will bring money? So somebody asked, what businesses will bring money? What businesses will bring money?
I mean, we saw a lot of the ones that, Trisha spoke about in earlier on, training, doing on new things. Also, we always try and also say to people as well, you have to be very, very careful. Right now, a lot of people are trying to paint what is not possible because they're trying to get the money out of your hands. So I think right now, be very, very careful, be very, very wary. So even if you're going to a new business, do your due diligence, take a long-term view. And that's just the really good truth. I'm going to be very honest with you. So things like knowledge setting is very key. They are cleaning out those periods. But for something new that you are going into newly, right? So even, let's say for instance, a lot of companies that would ordinarily not sell food, they are transitioning, right? So that they can deliver to people's homes. People are tired of eating their own food. Even me, God, with all my remote budget, so I've been eating out more than I did before because I'm tired of my own cooking. So look at new things. For instance, now we launched a kiddies product where we are teaching children financial literacy. We previously did not have it before COVID. So things like that, parents are stuck at home with their children, and now they even said that no school anymore. Can you teach piano online? Can you teach them Lulu online? You understand? Those children, how can you keep them busy? They want to interact. So now on our platform, we see a child from London. Hi, my name is Kay. Another one from Kenya. They're happy. Their parents are happy that they're having some kind of interaction, right? And it's enjoyable. It's not your typical math and English. How about how to hear Yoruba? That Yoruba that you speak, what are you doing with it? That people can out. Just teaching children in the diaspora how to speak Yoruba with the right pronunciation. So it's a job. Even I'm going to be very honest with you. Even when I started Money Africa, I did not think that we could do all the things that we are planning now to do. And you have to start. And then it's like a gate. You are pushing it slowly by slowly. The gate starts opening. The gate starts opening. Oh my God, this is possible. Wow. It's like a gate. And you're gradually pushing it open and you're seeing your options. So have the right mindset. Start where you are. Integrity is a very key thing. Nigeria is a low trust environment. People don't trust each other. So every time you say you're going to do X, deliver X. Every time you say you're going to do Y, deliver Y. Because what just spreads around. So that integrity is a key asset. And then small by small, you just see yourself. You're improving it, you're getting better. So yeah. Okay.
Somebody asked a question in the comment in the question. Look at it. It says, how and what can a 50K salary earner invest in? I mean, someone that's earning 60,000. How can they invest?
Okay. Do you want to hear the truth? Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
Number one thing is, I would rather want you to be very aggressive with skills development. And let me tell you why. No matter how much, in a whole year, even if you were walking to work and you're only drinking water and biscuits and all these things, let's even say that in a whole year, you're only spending 25K. At the end of the day, in that whole year, if 50K is all you're making every month, you're limited to a saving of just like 250K. So while I want you to save, what I actually also want you to do is how to grow that income. How to get that level. What can I add to it? What else? There's a woman that sold a book on ebook, How to Make Your Baby Stop Crying. Guys, this woman cashed it. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes. And how to make your baby stop crying. He told me, I went, wow. I was like, is a lie. So start saving, but be aggressive about building skills. So that way, the more skills you build, the more you can command. When we first started, when I was doing for speaking engagement, I was doing it for free. Then at the point, I was like, okay, pay me 100K. At the point, I was like, okay, I'll charge $1,000. And then it just kept growing. So the minute you keep building that skill, you can then command more. So please invest in building your skills.
Wow, thank you. So honestly, thank you. You know, think about a lot of things that I've learned today. And guess what? It's coming from two sides. Trisha talked about skills. You've come now and talked about skills. Do you see that it works together? So the key thing is that wherever you are, there's something inside each person that you can develop that can bring money for you.
Yes.
Wow. Coming to hear this from you guys, it's like, woo. Thank you. Sophie, honestly, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I am happy, and I'm glad that the people on this platform have learned from you, and I've learned from Trisha. It's so important, one thing, knowledge sharing. They pay you and Trisha for this. They pay you and Trisha. You guys have come on this platform, and you have done this without asking me to say, pay this. pays that. Honestly, I am so grateful. We're so honored that you are here and you thought from your heart. You know, you thought from your heart. I'm so happy. You know, so this is a platform. So people are asking that I should tell them about Money Africa. So what I'm going to do is, after this, we'll put up a post to tell them where they can reach you. Do you understand? Where they can reach you, where they can reach Trish, and how they can click on your bio and things that you can teach them. Because, you know, by the time you finish, you won't be able to finish it today. So honestly, Tosin, I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you just tell us, maybe, give us just a last word? I should have asked Trish. I didn't ask her. Just give us one last thing that you just want to tell us.
That's it. So my nature is I love to share my own story, right? The last thing I will tell you is this. When I turned 25, I told myself I wanted to get myself braces, and I never did. Then when I turned 28, I told myself I was going to get myself braces, I never did. It was not the money because it was a payment plan. Then when I turned 30, I told myself I was going to get braces, and I never did. And I only did it when about 2 months ago. So the thing is this, and guess what? It takes 18 months. If I had started when I was 25, I'd have gotten over it. So my message to you is this: whether you start or you do not start, time is going to pass. So make that decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Tosin. Love you. Love you again. I'm saying it again. Thank you. And for everybody listening, so we're going to be back here every Tuesday. We're going to be having this, and we're going to be bringing some speakers that are going to retune our brain. Do you understand what I mean? Like, Tosin and Kisha, they have taken our brain, they have tuned it. Like, hello, you know? So we're going to be having that, and of course on other various platforms as well, on, you know, and everything. So Tosin, thank you, my darling. Let me let you go. Let me let you go.
Bye. Enjoy. Thank you.
Bye, sweetie. Bye, darling. Bye. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for being a part of this today. Every Tuesday, stay on our page. There are many things happening. So for example, our training school, you heard Trisha saying that we started our online training. So if you still want to be an event planner, you want to learn how to be a fantastic event planner, come and register. There's still time. Sapphire Events Training School is online training. We have a class starting at 8 o'clock today. So you need to come register. Jacob and Fortuna too has a fantastic workshop they're putting together for you to just come and learn a few things. That is also coming up on Wednesday. And then on Friday, the Event Experience Africa is bringing some great speakers on their platform. It's going to be a webinar. So guys, honestly, and then there's the party. After getting all this knowledge, you know, on Saturday we're not going to rock. There will now be a party. We'll tell you more about this party later. So, but guys, all I just want to say is that we are in this together. Also, as entrepreneurs, us as with our team, our staff, us, because look, let me say, some of the ideas of what we are doing here today came from the people that I work with, came from my team. So all I just want to tell everybody is that you have resources around you. Use them. Do you understand? You have resources around you. Use them. And just make sure that everything you do, at the end of this, we're coming back out of COVID. Even with COVID, we're coming out stronger. So thank you for joining Current Realities with Sapphire Event, Funke Buckner Brute, as your host today. And please don't forget to join. Invite all brides. Anybody that you know is getting married that had to postpone groups, invite them. We're having another fantastic session with 2 real-life brides tomorrow at 8 o'clock on our station. I'm calling it our station because this is now a station. We're together. Yes. All right, my darlings, I have to go now so I can save this. This is going to be safe, don't worry. So join. We're going to put the replay, on there. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Yes, there'll be a certificate of attendance in the training school. Yes, just go to the Savannah Training School and you get more information. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.